Okay, welcome back, friends. Another exciting day in Empires and Puzzles, and literally the day before the birthday event starts, we get a brand new portal, and it is going to be a super elemental portal for our holy or yellow element cards. Let's go ahead and take a look at what they're offering us this time around. Oh, it looks like we get a brand new slime and a super elemental costume. This has kind of been the new jam. They are releasing these two at the same time, I think, to speed through these elemental portals a little bit faster. I do think that makes a heck of a lot of sense. It was taking forever to kind of get through these old super elementals. So let's go ahead and get into these. Remember, I always do separate videos for each of these guys. So let's start things out right here at the top left, and I guess it's going to be the super elemental costume they put up there this time around. So what do we have in Xavier? Okay, so Xavier was kind of lesser known to me as a super elemental. We can check to see if a stats boost makes him a little bit more relevant. He's giving me Ant-Man vibes with this suit here. So what does he do? Well, first of all, he is going to be the Ranger class. So you have that chance to bypass defensive buffs, which is interesting. A reminder of what we get for our super elemental family bonus. It is going to be a different bonus for both attacking and defense with this guy, but the family bonus in and of itself is only going to be the power gems. I often forget about that. So each turn, this guy, depending on the number of holy heroes in your team, will change one holy tile on the board into an empowered tile. That power gem, if you will, is you can have a maximum of 5 of them, and they do interesting things. The power gem deals 20 damage to a random enemy each turn until it's matched, and when power gems are matched, they deal 10 damage to all enemies. Now, I will say that this isn't like a large amount of damage, but where it does come in useful is helping finish off like that hero that you didn't quite kill with a special, or it helps you finish off like fighters that resurrect at 1 health, and these zappy tiles will go out and usually kill all of those things and make it something you don't have to worry about spending tiles on to get back to. So there are times where that could be useful, but for the most part, I find it can be infuriating too, because it does wake up like targets that are slept, or various other things like that. So you just have to be careful how you use these zappy tiles, but they can be fun. All right, so there's the family bonus. Now this is where things change for offense or defense, and that is going to be in the passives. So when attacking, this character's troops deal extra damage versus the weaker element. Extra damage dealt is plus 150%. That's a significant increase, and it's part of the reason why these super elementals are amazing when you do like war teams where you stack 3 of one color or even more. You're going to want to make one of them a super elemental and then stack him with 2 additional colors, and all of a sudden your troops are going to be doing that much damage versus your opponent. So I will often bring these guys, 3 of them at a time, with a super elemental and go against the tank of the opposing color and just watch as my tiles help melt the way through the tank. It is a pretty good strategy. Now on defense, the passive skill of the defending character, this character receives less damage from troops from the stronger element. Received damage is negative 25%. I don't think that's anywhere near as strong on defense, but it is helpful, right? So you can't complain about that. In the 8th power department, we will be getting Rage. Rage is going to give this hero the plus 15 attack, or 15% attack for the first 6 turns, and an additional 1% for each time he is hit. Honestly, Rage and Attack Up are more or less interchangeable. I prefer the Attack Up because I'd rather not be getting hit, but I mean, that's rather negligible. All right, so moving on, we get, for specials at average speed, Overflowing Whirlwind. This is going to deal 270% damage to the target. If one ally is of the holy element, the damage will increase to 330% and will also affect nearby enemies. If 2 allies are of the holy element, the damage will increase to 360% and it will affect all enemies. Reduce the mana of all hit enemies by 25%, and it will deal extra damage towards dark enemies. Okay, so let's talk about this guy. As you can see, this guy is designed to be stacked with additional holy heroes. In fact, his entire special rotates around the idea that he should be, ideally, with 2 other holy heroes as a 3-person hit squad, or even 4 or 5 maximum holy heroes. The point is, you want to be able to have this guy operating as a hit-all, at average speed. I mean, 300 and what was it, 360% hit all that also reduces everyone's mana by 25% is a relatively good hero. The trade-off is, of course, that you must stack other holy heroes with him. I do believe you also get the bonus of your troops doing more damage, so there's not really a lot of reasons not to want to do this. But the important part is to remember to do this, because if you have this guy function alone on an island as your only holy hero in your team, you're missing out on a lot of his potential to increase his damage done. And I just don't think that's really in your best interest. This guy is designed to help you front load your effective damage at the beginning of the fight. So don't miss out on that opportunity by choosing to do like a rainbow team with this guy. It's not where he's going to shine. Make sure you buddy him up with some other, holy heroes and kind of go from there. So there's not really a ton else to say about this guy. I mean, the reality is that mana reduction is just icing on top of the cake. I don't think it's necessarily the key caveat, but it is helpful to reduce the mana of all your enemies. So don't downplay that. It's not going to be as noticeable as like a Fergus effect, but it will be helpful for you to ensure that you're staying ahead of them at the pacing structure of the fight. So that's cool too. And then the extra damage versus Dark, once again, it's just a little bit more decoration on top of the cake. I don't think it's necessarily a main focus, but it certainly helps if the opposing team has multiple dark heroes, or even if their tank is dark, it's going to help you bust it down that much quicker. So, where do we rate this guy? Honestly, I mean, it's hard. Like, I feel like at times this guy's just going to be an average hero at a 7. However, if you stack him with 2 other holy heroes and you use that theme behind him, that's where he's going to shine. He's easily an 8 at that point, if not a 9 if you're using him correctly, because he's like a commando in a hit squad, right? If you put him with the right tools to function effectively, I think he's going to make a significant difference. But I guess we'll just give him an overall 8. Just make sure you utilize him in the buddy system. Don't leave him alone, and he's a solid 8 hero for you, which is pretty good. These super elementals are kind of hit or miss because they're very old heroes that they're just putting a new skin on and increasing their stats. But I think this guy can still function and do exactly what he intended to do originally, just at his new level, especially because all of his effects are percentage based, which is the best way to make it relevant with just an overall stat increase. So this guy will function and do what he needs to do, and grats if you pull him. All right, everyone, I have another video to do, so we're going to move on to the slime next. Be on the lookout for that video. We'll see you next time.